Okay, Cody got put into this job and ends up put into a situation where the one we have been quoting facts on messed up earlier in the afternoon and left town without Cody knowing anything about it.
What?
That's one. Oh, yeah. Marvin changed some stuff over this afternoon and had all this messed up. That's why we didn't get on in time.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's right. Yeah, Cody's pulling double time. I'm looking at the Braves 1-1. Braves playing the Mets. I'm looking
You,
at the Braves playing on the Colquitt Connect Network.
Uh,
If you will.
Cody, are
you,
we gonna have to go down and then come back up?
nope, you're streaming all channels.
Good,
So
good.
we own everywhere now.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, now that we own everywhere,
Talk about your boss man, if you will, there,
well,
Weasel.
but Floyd needs to bring it back to the point. You need maybe give them a synopsis of what you've told everybody else about where why they ain't but three of us tonight.
Well,
You know,
Marvin goes where he wants to go. And like I said, that's one of his techniques is uh, excuse techniques for not showing up to work when you take a notion. So he takes notions to do things.
yes, he
And
does.
here's the deal now. Here's the deal. See, Marvin's got a wife. Bless his heart. I'm glad he does because if he didn't have his mom and daddy and who knows where Marvin would wind up being tonight. But he's got a wife and he supports his wife and I admire him for that. So I'm not gonna talk about Marvin no more. Now. I'm
No.
not talking about him none. Anyway, now I'm just revealing facts, But
All you did was told the truth. So here's what
that's what we tell people every week. We tell nothing but the truth.
Nothing but the truth.
Nothing but
they Marvin left, and of the three of us didn't know it. And Floyd found out it right before he was pulling out of town, and that was the last thing he told Floyd. None of the rest of us didn't know it. I was in Atlanta. I was trying to get back home to so that I could get on the show, and I was coming through Cuthbert, coming down 27, just minding my own business. Right, I had to pick a low playing and just riding along, and doing my own thing. And I looked up and I saw two buses, and I didn't, And then they was coming in a curve, and I looked, and then I saw there was another vehicle behind it pulling a trailer. I said, well, now that trailer looks familiar, and sure enough, when I got to where I could see it, it's a great big old trailer. You could just about park a Greyhound bus in it. Big old trailer. Miller County Pirate Pride Marching Band. I said, well, and then I remembered it. I had heard somebody say they had a ball game on Thursday night. I didn't have no idea where it was. Didn't know nothing about it, and but I saw it, and hadn't talked to Marvin all day. I did talk to him yesterday. He knew that I went to Atlanta yesterday and was coming back home today on some business, and we talked several times yesterday. Matter of fact, while I was going, and then he called me about 9 o'clock last night to ask me something that had nothing to do with anything other than the fact I was getting ready to go to bed. He wanted to know an answer to a question, and so we was in a curve, and I know they saw me, and like you said earlier, my truck ain't no undercover truck. It had, it's got streaks and stripes and all lights all over it everywhere, so it ain't hard to see. And I know that rascal saw me, and he could
Whoa,
have just,
whoa, whoa. He, I, he might have been hitting on a Slurpee he'd got at the truck stop about 10 miles down the road.
well, he could have. They had just come through Cuthbert, so he might have. But he could have picked up the phone and said, "Hey, I ain't gonna be on the show. You gonna be there?" He ain't said nothing. I ain't heard nothing. I mean, it's been a pretty good day. I ain't heard nothing from him all day. But if I would have been me and I saw y'all come by, I'd have picked up the phone and said, "Hey, y'all know I ain't gonna be able to make it home in time to be on the show, so y'all cover for me." Not Marvin.
No.
And here's what he's gonna do. I can go ahead and tell you what he's gonna do. He's gonna blame it on his wife.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly
well, you
what he's
know
gonna
that.
do.
Yeah, yeah.
But I know how to stop that. See, I got his wife's telephone number right here. And you'd be amazed how I can change her attitude just by one phone call.
One touch.
One
One
touch.
Speed
call, tell all. That's it.
speed
Well,
dial, if you will.
let me interject. Yes, Rojo says she can't get us on Facebook, Cody. And then I saw a guy down here said he couldn't get us on YouTube. He's on Facebook now, so I don't know what to tell Rojo. She says she can't pick us up on Facebook, and here's a guy
Well,
said up on
y-
YouTube.
your cousin just texted me to ask me, was we having technical difficulties?
Let me
I,
see here.
I've checked the streams and it's streaming now.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah.
Y'all, we apologize. We apologize to y'all tonight for being in such a unorganized state of mind. Just came on Facebook 4 minutes ago. Is what the cousin said here, Queasel. I see it.
Okay.
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 Okay. Good.
Maybe we're good to go right now. And Skip Nichols, Sweet Mama, she gonna be. Maybe she'll be signed on. She was having trouble hooking on. We having technical difficulties, if you will. I think it'd be a good time for us to go to a commercial, if we will. What you got, Cody? Throw somebody up there and we'll talk about it. One of our good fine sponsors that with us.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Yeah. TK, I want you to throw that right there. That's
Man.
what I had for supper tonight. I was sitting here and I was gonna go to another place. I said, I'm just gonna go up here and get me a plate. And man, please, I looked in, and everybody that was
Wow.
going in the door of that place there, up there that I was gonna go get me a plate and bring it home. Everybody that was going in the door looked like they weighed about 300 pounds, and I'm talking about just the women that were going. Looked like they weighed about 300 pounds, and the men, they be bumping 350, and everyone I seen go in there, there were 2 or 3 of them went in there. They had their wife beat a t-shirts on. I said, I believe I'm gonna pass on this tonight to get me a plate and take it home. I'm gonna pass on this, so I rode on down there to TK's. The reason I didn't want to go to TK's down there, I said, well, I got to get out and walk in and do all that. My old knee back killing me. I was gonna make me a quick run, but I'm glad I went down to TK's. I saw some of my good friends come in there. But put that deal back up. I want to talk about it right there. That's what I had for supper. And that's
Man,
just
that's fit.
the fine little dishes they serve at TK. I told that woman that it wasn't Haley wasn't in there tonight. The other lady that waits on us and all on Thursday night. I said, open some wings and rings. And she knows exactly what I was talking about. She said, how you want your wings? And I never had the wings before that, Queasel. I said, how about that buffalo sauce? Is it too hot? She said, no, sir. Said it is not too hot. And she's exactly right. That's as good as wings and rings as I've ever had anywhere in my life.
I promise you.
Bar and Grill right here in Concord, Georgia. Go in there and make yourself at home. Tell them what you want to eat, and they'll bring it out there to you, and you won't be sorry that you've done it. Saw some old my good friends and all in there. They was folks eating out, having a big time. And y'all check them out. TK's Bar and Grill here in Concord, Georgia.
That's it.
Something else that may be interfering with our broadcast, folks. Uh, in his total impossibilities segment last week, I think Floyd rattled the lips, I mean the feathers of one Maxine Waters. I'm surprised we're even on tonight, if you don't know the truth about it.
That is the truth. You know,
That's
Maxine's
one
still
of the best.
alive, ain't she?
That's one of the best you have ever done. I mean, I don't know about Queasel, but I didn't see it coming. Did you?
I did not. No, no. Knew nothing of it.
I'm
But
thinking of
Oh,
another one right now too.
I thought it was right appropriate.
it was.
I thought it was.
I
And
think you could prove it in a court of law if it came up that that would be
Anything,
the case.
anything we say we can prove, we can back it up with facts, with photographs.
that's right. I believe a thought has come
Mercy.
to him now. I see him over there jotting
I,
down.
Queasel, I thought about you Friday night. Went to a concert down at the Dothan
Uh-huh.
Opera House.
There you go.
Devin Allman and his
Uh-huh.
blues project came to
Oh,
town.
yeah.
Had a little trio that opened up, a father and his son and a fella on a Hammond organ, did a little blues stuff, guitar picking. Then Devin come out there, and then he brought a fella named Jimmy Hall out with his harmonica. Before I knew it,
Uh-huh.
there was 9 of them on stage, including 3 lead guitars, doing a 6-minute rendition of "One Way Out," if you will.
Woo, mercy.
I'm
I
telling you.
mean, they tore one way out every door of that building. It was one of the best shows I have ever seen. And when I thought it couldn't get no better, here come "Keep On Smiling" toward the end. The thing lasted almost 3 hours, and
Mercy.
unfortunately, it was not promoted properly because I doubt there was 150 to 200 people there. But they played like they were playing to 50,000 in a stadium. It did
How
not
about that?
phase in. And then while I thought they couldn't do nothing better, they come back and encored with "Midnight Rider," if you will.
What you know, another great musician that I saw in the Dothan Civic Center, he had a saying about when there ain't a crowd there. Floyd, you remember what that saying was?
Yes, it's the best time he ever had in his life.
Yeah, yeah. He said it don't take a crowd to have a good time. Said you don't have to have a bunch of folks to have a good time. Said best time he ever had in his life. One but two of them. So,
Who was that?
Elvin Bishop.
Gotcha.
Elvin Bishop. Yes, sir.
And old boy
Yes,
over
sir.
yonder from Cairo with the last name of Thomas was
Mickey,
singing.
That was him. Yes, sir.
Mickey, gosh darn.
I was
The
one of
talent.
99 Kings buddies when they were going to America's college up there. Mickey
Uh
Thomas.
huh.
Mickey Thomas, Charles Cornell, Alco Wright, White, and they 2 or 3 more. All they done all day long was drank Pabst Blue Ribbon beer, and then they'd go to juke joints at night and sing and carry on and carouse and carry. They didn't none of them get no education. I put it to you like that. No degrees were handed out.
I tell you what,
Uh,
Mickey Thomas could sing though. He could hit high notes. I saw him not too many years back down at Disney, and he was singing with
Mhm.
Starship, and so he done some Starship songs, but he also come back and done "Food Around Fell in Love." He can still hit that high note.
He
I
get
mean,
it
he
done.
can hit it. Oh, he can
Jimmy
hit it.
Jimmy Hall was hitting them high notes Friday night. Like
He,
I mean, 76 years old and hitting them notes. And he was walking back and forth across that stage about like a 25, 35-year-old.
Like a
He can
Benny
mm,
Roof.
still, he's still like a
mm,
banty rooster is right. Cody, show a couple of those pictures of mine. I'm gonna test a couple things on Floyd. The first one in the order you showed him earlier. If you'll throw that's the
mm.
Queasel right there. Now them come
Woo!
out. Them come out supposedly of the Chipola River week before last. Marvin was supposed to get them up last week, but didn't. Those came out Chipola River, and I got some that I hadn't got
Mm,
up on the net yet, but
mm.
they come out of the river, and
I'm gonna have to go take me some Tylenol.
yeah. Well, they go to the next
That
one.
that done got my fever up.
I figured that might jumpstart you. All right, Floyd.
Mhm.
Who's that right there?
That's Richard Boone. That's Paladin.
Oh, good gracious alive. Ain't he? That Queasel. Don't
Sir?
mess with Floyd. Don't mess with Floyd. It didn't
Oh,
take him 2 seconds to come up with that.
man, listen,
That's Hop Sing's brother there at his table.
Floyd. Floyd is a walking encyclopedia. I mean, if
You
he
right.
don't know it, it ain't to be known. I mean, that's anything that had to do with any kind of trivia. Floyd B. Lloyd is your man now. He know it. He know it.
Speaking of
He done caught me in too many lies and proved me wrong too many times. I ain't fooling with him on no kind of trivia.
uh,
No.
well, I'll show the rest of them later on, Cody. I want to say hello to Ray Barrickman, left-handed bass guitar, blues man with Hank Jr. for many, many years. Ray's watching us up in Kentucky tonight. And Ray, I thought about you when saw that little show Friday night with Devin Allman and his blues project. If it comes to your town, wherever you may be watching, even you folks up in Martha's Vineyard, check it out. They had a soul sister, Sierra Green from the Seventh Ward of New Orleans, Louisiana, and she could peel the paint off the wall singing. She was good. Heck of a show.
They don't have music like that now, boys. They don't have
No.
No.
everything in country. Everything in country now is rap. In about half of the song, they got rap all that. That is not country, if you will. That
And
is
most of the
not
music and
country.
most of the
It is
music you
straight.
hear, most of it's done by synthesizers and it's artificially injected. But all these boys had them Les Pauls and Fenders, the Hammond organ, the drums. They had the real deal. It was
They had
real
the
music.
microphones.
Yes,
They
sir.
let
Real
the
music.
voice be the instrument.
Yes, sir.
Now the voice don't mean nothing because they all sound alike. Uh, but it's just trash. That's all it is. It's just straight trash.
You
There ain't no more Gene Watsons and Loretta Lynn's and Conway Twitty's. George Strait, George Strait still is pure country.
that's right.
And
I don't
and
know.
packing stadiums, filling up stadiums anywhere he wants to work.
I read something the other day, and I didn't absorb it all, but I know what y'all remember here several weeks ago the big flood they had in Texas where it killed all those girls that were at this camp and just washed them away, and a lot of them never have even been found yet. He did a concert. He did a charity concert for them, and I think I'm right. I think the concert and the donations and everything, I think it netted $7 million to those people that were affected
Wow.
by the flood in Texas. George Strait did
Yep.
that. Yeah. Now, come
Hmm.
on, Jay Z. What about Jay Z and Beyonce and Lizzo and all? What about y'all? Hadn't heard nothing out of y'all on anything like that. No, no, no. The reason why y'all give all y'all's money to folks like Kamala Harris and to Zohan of Mamdani. That's who y'all give y'all's money to. George Strait gives his money to people who are in need. Is what he does.
You're right.
That's the difference in a Democrat and a conservative. That's the difference. I'm not saying Republican. I'm saying a conservative. That's the difference in them. So anyway,
You were talking about all them instruments a while ago, Charlie. I tell you what, you can put all the synthesizing and the electronics and all you want to a drum, and you get all them high dollar electric drums and all that, but you can't beat just a flat old good mic'd up with a good sound system, regular just old drum sets. You can't beat them. You can't get that sound no way. You can't replicate it. It's
Nope.
that's what it takes. But they take up too much room now. They want to go to the little electronic stuff, and lot of folks tell me now that in the newer movement, the thing is, you stand up and play a drum set. More power to them. I don't see how they done it because when I played drums, you had to have a foot for the bass drum and a foot for the hi hat, and then if you had two bass drums, you had to be able to kick them feet back and forth. I don't know how you gonna do that standing up. I ain't figured that out, but cause you ain't gonna be able to hold on to nothing, cause you using your other hand chunking them sticks and throwing and doing. And I like the old stuff. I'm with y'all 100%. And I went and saw. My wife wanted to go see George Strait. We went to, if I ain't mistaken, we went to a George Strait and a Reba McEntire concert. One of the best
Tallahassee.
ones,
Was it
I believe it
Tallahassee?
was Tallahassee. Yeah,
Let me tell you, I was there. Leanne Womack opened the show. George Strait came out second. And I told the lady I was with, I said, this ain't gonna work. And she big George Strait thing. I said, this ain't gonna work. She says, what are you talking about? I said, I said, George Strait cannot, George came out last.
he did.
Reba came out second. I said, George Strait can't follow Reba McEntire. She says, you just well, you saw what Reba did. She tore the house down, brought the old blonde headed girl from the
Yep,
show out there with her, tore the
yep.
house down. The lights are just bam, 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 and she's walking out. And before you could say what happened, here she come in a taxi cab with that
That's right.
red dress on and encore with fancy.
That's it.
And the
That's the one
and
I went to see.
the lady I was with that y'all both know about four songs into George Strait's part, she says, "We might as well go home." She said because Reba is an entertainer from the word go. George Strait's like Conway Twitty. He's the best two singers probably in the history of country music in concert live.
That's
Uh,
right.
yeah, I mean, Haggard's probably the best, his writing experience and everything, but man, those two could stand there in one spot and sing one hit after another hit after another hit after another hit, and all they'd say is "thank you, thank you," because,
That's
and
right.
that's all they had to do.
That's right. That was a good show. A very, very good show. And uh but I like both of them. And um
It was great.
it really was. But that's old music, like Florida said. Now you got to, they can't sing, so they just talk. They let the music play all kinds of stuff, and so they just talk.
I can't
I'm not.
understand what they're saying. I can't understand the words that they're saying because the music just overpowers everything. Music in the older song, it accentuated the song, the singer,
Yeah,
the
Mhm.
voice. It
Yeah,
was the voice that was so great. Not anymore. I'm a real. Anytime I look at anything on YouTube, anything, any videos, anything, it's old stuff. It's back in the '60s and the '70s, and it's that old country stuff. I mean, it's just, I just the way I am. I know I'm living. I'm a dinosaur. I live in the Stone Age, but
well,
that's where I want to live. So,
yeah.
I I went to a heap of concerts in my day, but I don't think I've ever sat through a more powerful moment than when them lights go black and that mirror ball goes to turning, and you hear him walking up on that stage. And when they
After
hit that light,
after
after Pork Chop says his thing, and he says that "Hello, darling," you can feel the. I mean, you can feel just the concrete down there in the auditorium. Then women have it plumb just shaking, trying to get to him. Oh, that.
and the thing about what he did, Queasel, I I don't know how many times I got to introduce the band, and then the way they brought him out. But he was just the most timid and seemed to be nervous person you'd ever see in the edge of the stage, in the wings of the stage where we were. And he'd take that microphone off stage and do the first verse of "It's Only Make Believe,"
That's right.
and then Chop would hit the drums, boom, 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 boom. Ladies and gentlemen, the best friend a country song ever had. Hit that Conway Twitty, and it echo chamber would come in just a little bit. The lights would be down except for that spinning mirror ball. The next thing you hear was "Hello, darling." And when the
That
lights
was
came
it.
up,
That was the most powerful moment I believe I ever saw in concerts, and I saw it a heap of times. We went a heap of places to see it, but now he go to gripping on that microphone. He go to grabbing it and gripping on it like that, and when he do, they just melt. They just absolutely melt. And
and the thing about it, seriously, he had some of the most vulgar songs that were ever put on any
yeah,
radio or record when you got
where
down
your
to
yeah,
where
it.
your mind was taking you with that song.
Yeah. There was some substance to it. You've never been this far before, and some of the songs he sang.
Well, I'll tell
hey,
y'all a story about Conway. I've met some interesting people in my line of work in the auction business. And one fellow that he went to work when I was auctioneering with First Steam Auction out of America, selling, we going all over the country having auctions. There was a fellow came to work with us by the name of Gary Seabold. And Gary Seabold was married to Conway's daughter,
really?
Kathy,
Uh-huh.
Kathy Twitty. And they all
Exactly.
lived at Twitty City. It was Conway lived there, Kathy lived there. He had two sons that lived there and another daughter. What was his other daughter name? Joni. They all
Joni.
lived in Twitty City. And
And
so,
his mama lived there till she passed away.
absolutely, and they had the
Yeah.
museum and all. It was a
Yes.
great place. So
I
anyway,
went there.
I told Nadine, I said, won't you, and Gary and I had got to be real good friends, and Gary's wife, Kathy, she'd come down and they'd stay in Americus, and we got to know them. Karen and I got to know them real good. And so Kathy, we was having Gary and I were having an auction like up in Ohio or somewhere. And anyway, what we were going to do was we were going to come to Nashville, to Twitty City, and then me and Gary were going to go on up to the auction, the first team auction that we was doing. So Kathy had said, "Why don't Karen come up and stay with me at Twitty City while y'all go?" And it was about a 3 or 4 day auction that we was going to be gone. So I told her, I said, "Won't you ride up there? Let's you stay at Twitty City." And anyway, long story short, Conway took them all out to supper one night. Me and Gary,
Sure enough.
yeah, me and Gary we was up doing our auction. He took them all out to supper like a pizza place or somewhere like that. And Karen said he had a baseball cap on, a golf shirt, and some golf breeches on, and said he was the nicest person you ever seen in your life. Just talk, just have a conversation, and wanted to know where she was from, and just she said he was just one of the nicest people she
How
ever
about that?
met. And I mean, he was
Humble.
a country music star at that time.
Big time.
He was.
This would have been in the mid '80s that we were doing this, but she said he was just a perfect gentleman the whole time that they were up there and interacting with people. And she said people would come up to him, try to come up to him. He said, thank you, but I'm having dinner with my family tonight. I said, I thank you. And they would leave him alone. He was, very courteous, very nice to him. But I just shows to show you that people that are successful and have a lot of fame can still have some class about them.
That's right. That's right.
Have some class about them, and that was the way it was. So
hey, we need to
for her and for me too.
We need to pay a bill, but before we do it, I want to shout out to one of the captains on my fire department. Just texted me, and he lost his job out there at the paper mill. And he just texted me from his new location. He had to go all the way to Rome, Georgia. And he's working up there. He says his job's doing good. He's got his camper up there, so he's staying up there. And said he missed his home, but he'd be back, work his schedule, be back. And said it's good to see home folks. So, a lot of these folks, we need to keep praying for them out there, because a lot of them ain't found jobs. He was lucky enough he found a job, but look where he's at. He's Rome, Georgia. That's where he had to go to find a job. So, but we appreciate you watching, Eric, and take care, man. Hang in there.
That's great. I'm glad. I am glad that because he is a fine young family man, got a great family, and this proves one thing. He wants a job. He wants to see after his family. He wants to provide for his family. And that's how sometimes you have to sacrifice a lot of things to make something work. And in the long run, it's going to be worth it. It'll be very well worth it.
Throw us something up there.
I got out in the briar patch looking for some berries to pick. Couldn't see me my hand in front of my eyes, 'cause the gnats were so dang thick. So I hollered to my wife, bring me some Jeb juice quick. When I got the Jeb juice spraying and it's working its charm, them gnats said we surrender and headed back to the barn. So I went right back to picking them berries just to make me a pie. Oh, I'm talking about Jeb juice ever since the gnat said bye.
Look at him! Look at him! Look at him!
Oh
Whoa.
Man.
Live.
Marvin,
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
How
He looked
y'all
better
doing?
that way to me.
Hold it right there now. Hold it right there, Marvin. Yeah. Marvin, you want to interject anything? We wait on the input. We've already done the big screen. I don't know if you heard it or not, but we've done the big screen.
I got you. Well, I'm up in Columbus, Georgia. Columbus, Georgia. The Miller County Pirates is playing the Columbus. I don't even know who they are, but anyway, it's 21 Columbus to 7 Miller County.
well, you better get out and help them.
Man,
Why did you
I
head
am not,
to eat?
listen, I am not built for outdoors in the summertime in South Georgia. I'm a 65-degree man, and it's about 80 degrees out here and 90% humidity.
You ain't spilled no chili dog on your shirt. I see you wearing a black
No,
shirt. You wear
no, I
that
got a
case
black
you
shirt.
have
Let me spin it around here. Let y'all see a little bit right here. Make a screen and.
Ain't
Oh,
nobody there.
you're in a
What
big stadium.
people's is?
It's
Where
got
the
a
people?
nice. It's like a. I got a skybox over. I went in and announced the band, and man, that was my hallelujah time because I got to sit in air conditioning for about 8 minutes.
Where the
Did
people's
it
is?
have an offering plate?
Nah, but there was the Church of God preacher up there. He was the announcer. So I
Hmm.
was in there. It's two preachers, a Baptist preacher and a Church of God in the announcer booth.
Well, did you throw that Weather Channel voice on them?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I had to.
That's
I
what
don't.
I'm
I didn't get
talking.
paid for it though. My wife, she won't pay me to do the band announcing.
Oh, she don't.
Oh, there he goes
So
complaining, boys.
anyway, but
Why come you
anyway,
didn't call me today when y'all met me?
Why didn't you
when
tell
I
me today when you talked to me
I didn't know I talked to you. Yeah, I
about?
did talk to you. Yeah, 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 yeah. You right, you right, you right, you right, you right. Hey, is it time to go to a commercial now? I mean,
We just done a commercial.
Lord.
Say,
we
why come
found
you
Well,
us.
didn't
We
call
found.
me
hey,
when I
listen.
met you?
I accept full responsibility for the snafu at the beginning. I had some technical difficulties with my Facebook page, trying to get Charlie on today, making sure his was working, and I had some password change, and it was a snafu. But hey, it all worked out when you got a backup tech man that's better than the real tech man. He makes it happen.
Amen.
So
That still
We
ain't
love
anyway,
you,
answered why
Marvin.
you didn't
We love
call
you.
me
Uh,
when we
and why you
met
what
you,
didn't
was that?
tell
when I
me?
met you, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I just had
Because I
I was
had no
busy.
idea
I was
you wasn't gonna
busy,
be on the show.
Y'all need to lighten
busy
up
and
on Marvin. Now,
traveling.
Marvin's plate is loaded. Marvin's plate
Hey,
is loaded. Y'all need
what?
to lighten up on him.
I ain't
Y'all,
lining up
I ain't
on
What?
said
you.
nothing about him
Yeah, and I'm.
tonight. Y'all coming down on
You
him too hard.
lie?
Hey,
Hey, listen. What have you had to eat? What have you eat since you've been at that stadium?
Hey,
I ain't
Marvin,
had nothing to eat yet. I've not had anything to eat. But listen to me
Marvin,
now. It is hot, hot, hot out here. And I'm bothered. And listen, I told a guy I rode with a while ago that we're going to have to stop somewhere in Columbus and let me check in a hotel room and go take a shower before we go home.
Marvin. Ask Floyd, ask Floyd where
Yeah.
our big screen is tonight. Ask Floyd to tell you where
Yeah,
our big
Floyd, tell me
screen
about
is.
the big screen.
Oh, the big screen. You want to hear the big screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big screen tonight. Yeah, tonight
Yeah,
on the
tell me the
big
big
screen.
screen.
99.9 inches. Marvin's. He's coming to you live at Marvin's on the big screen. Marvin's excuse techniques for not showing up to work when you taking coaching. Marvin's how to drive while not looking at the road and avoiding a head-on collision. Marvin's how to eat 4 cents of mullet rope and driving 120 miles an hour to get home without having a bowel evacuation in your Marvin's how to drop chili dog chili all over your shirt while you are in a porta potty from Enterprise, Georgia.
Hey,
Oh,
baby, we loud and proud. Loud and proud, that is.
Nothing but the truth. Put us up a commercial. Let's go. We got to pay some bills,
Hey,
man. Come
I'm
on.
gone, y'all. I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all. Y'all be particular.
Check in with us
we're,
later on if you can. You can come in
I
anytime.
will. I'll come back.
All right. Okay. All
Mhm.
right.
If you're all mixed up about the body that you're in, there's a man down south that'll change you from a rooster to a hen. They call him Castrating Carl because that's his trade. It won't take him long when he opens up his blade. He'll slice and dice, and in a minute he'll be done. You'll be a tranny, but you'll never be a granny. And your daddy will never have to call you son. Castrating Carl, the man with the plan. He's from Bascom, where you don't have to ask him, are you a woman or a man? He'll slice and dice, and in a minute he'll be done. You'll be a tranny, but you'll never be a granny. And your daddy will never have to call you son.
Man, please. Woo, Lord have mercy.
That's
Old Carl,
good.
he tuned in and finally got Facebook in the tri-states. He lives exactly in the tri-state. And if you got cattle that you need to be worked on, if you got cattle that are out and you need somebody to help you round them up, if you got cattle that you need pinning to take them to the sale, if you got cattle that need treating, anything to do with the cattle livestock industry, y'all call Carl Cressman down there in Bascom, Florida. Y'all know him. Most of y'all know him. If you're in the cow business, you know Carl. Y'all call him. He'll help you out and do you right and won't break the bank when he gets done with you.
I like it. I like it. I like that song. You know, if George Strait could take that song and put it to #1,
Put it in number
In
one.
a hurry.
Absolutely.
Hurry.
guarantee you.
They scared to sing that song though. A lot of folks see we're not scared. See, we not we Charlie Platt and Dirt Road Sports are not scared to expose things to help people out. What we're trying to do is help these men out that are confused about whether they are a woman or a man, and we are. We're trying to help them out, to get them out of a spot, if you will. But now you got to be committed. If you're going to go see Carl, you better have your mind made up before you check in with Carl that you really want to be a tranny and not a granny. Because let me tell you ain't gonna be no granny. You ain't gonna be no tranny. You gonna be a you gonna be a denutted fool is who you
Did
it
either one of y'all
ain't gonna grow back. It ain't like your fingernail. It ain't gonna grow back. I promise
did,
you.
did any of y'all see the folks in the men in the red dresses down in New Orleans parading down the street?
I ain't seen that.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my
Oh
gosh.
man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a big deal. And it's like these have we got the commercial deal up? Cody, can you put we've been talking about commercials. The first one we showed was Joe Namath with the Noxzema shaving leather had Farrah Fawcett all over him, and Joe he was happy, and he was feeling, and that made men want to go buy Noxzema shaving cream to shave with, and the other one was with the last week I think was the big old Pontiac Grand Prix automobile. Versus Jaguars, what the Jaguar folks go, and the Jaguar folks, that commercial almost completely bankrupted Jaguar. They didn't
That's
sell a
right.
car to nobody after
Oh yeah.
they showed that commercial. So I think we got another commercial tonight, don't we? Cody, did Marvin leave that with you? Did he do that? So if you want to,
JD and Hair is now at Ulta, and I'm here to see the display for the first time, you guys. Hi, honey. What's your name?
Paulina.
Nice to meet you, Paulina. Nice to meet you. What's your name, honey? Nice to meet you, Flo. We're gonna see what JD and Hair looks like at Ulta for the first time. It's gonna be Ulta fun. Okay, let's see it. Who is that? She's so pretty. I got highlights since then. You guys, do you think it's pretty?
It's gorgeous.
Do you think she's gonna get along with all of her other new Ulta friends?
Gorgeous, of course. She fits right in.
She does, right? JV and Hair is now at Ulta Beauty nationwide. We love the hair you have.
don't that make you want to buy some JV men? That's the
It ma-
commercial that they're playing.
What in the hell was that?
It was a guy that's got some kind of beauty stuff or something, and he is all excited. He got a stupid gown on, and he got a beard like mine, and he can't take it. He can't stand it. He's so excited. Woo. It reminds me of that time I was up there in Baker County. When you in a tight spot, you do this fella ain't in no tight spot like I was up there in Baker County. I was calling on this girl up there way before me and Nadine ever got introduced to one.
Oh.
Girl up there in Baker County, and she was a good-looking gal. Baker County is full of good-looking folks. They got pretty women and good-looking men, kind of like Miller County is. Well, anyway, I was calling on. She lived in a single-wide trailer house. It didn't have no back door; just had a front door. Anyway, I pull it, and when you get in a tight spot, you're gonna get if you got any sense at all about reality, you're gonna try to get out of the tight spot. So anyway,
Yep.
I had that she had invited me to come over and eat some spaghetti with her, and she had cooked a pot of spaghetti and some beanie weenies, and we were sitting down there eating that. And by that time, I heard this racket come pulling up in the yard out there, and it was
Ooh.
oh man, it was this man pulled up. He would pull up on a big old Pontiac automobile with the mufflers off of it. He done drug the mufflers off of it, tore the right front fender off of it. He was out there, man. He's blowing the horn, and my car was parked right over there on the side, you know. Anyway, he blowing the horn. I said, "Who in the world is that? Who is that?" She said, "Oh my God, it's my boyfriend. It's my boy." I said, "Your boyfriend?" And I looked at it, and man, he was about 6'4" tall. You know, it looked like he had just put a McCullough chainsaw in the back of that Pontiac automobile from cutting down pulpwood all day. I looked at him, there he is. He's banging on that door. And she run back into the back bedroom and hid. I said, I ain't got nowhere to go. Ain't no door, ain't no window. So man, I pulled the door. He said, "What are you doing to my girlfriend?" I said, "I'm doing her hair. Would you like to?" He left.
Oh, you ain't right.
Yeah.
Ah,
It ain't nothing but the truth. They was up there. Some of the boys are watching from Baker County. If I call their name out, they know it.
Man.
throw us
Please,
another up there, Cody. We're running out of time.
Sometimes you need a lawyer in your corner who ain't scared to fight. He'll defend you, don't matter if you are wrong or right. He's a South Georgia redneck with a ponytail and a law degree. With Billy Shingler as your lawyer, you will always be found not guilty. Just looking at Billy Shingler makes that DA weak. He'll mumble and fumble and be scared to speak. He'll shout, "Your Honor, I surrender, 'cause I know when I'm beat." Call Billy Shingler when the man has got them cuffs on tight. He'll fuss and cuss and slash and burn, shake his fist and holler, "I'm in your corner, let's fight, fight, fight."
Shingler Law, Donaldsonville, Georgia. 229-524-1225.
Boy, oh, Shangler, he looks sophisticated sitting up there like that,
I'm
don't he?
telling you.
He
I'm
looks
telling you.
extinguished. He looked very extinguished sitting up there with
Yes,
his
sir.
tie on. I wonder what they doing tonight. I ain't heard from him. He ain't popped up.
I don't know if he's at the
No.
round table tonight or not. I don't
Not
know.
Thursday night, ain't it? It's cook
Yeah.
meat night, ain't it?
That's it. They supposed to be at
That's
the
what
round
it.
table tonight. I
Mercy.
don't know.
That'd be nice.
I
Where
don't
is
know.
Billy? I don't know where Billy is.
I don't know where he is. Of course, they
Oh,
thought
there
they
he
had
is.
to.
Yeah, where is Billy? Yeah, you talking about Shingler? Yeah, I don't know. We don't know where he's at, Kenneth. Call
might
Jimmy
have
Hope. Jimmy Hope may know where he is.
Well, they might have called him up there to Washington to help Judge Janine Pirro. She might be using him as, but she don't really need no help.
No.
You don't need
Did
no
you
help. You
see?
don't need
Did
no
you
help.
see? Did you see the police chief
Yeah,
of
I
Washington
saw.
D.C. when the thing was put in the what how was
The
the
chain of
phrase put?
command.
She
You
The
talking
didn't know
about
what the
chain
chain
of
of command
command.
was.
command.
What does that mean?
What is that?
Huh?
What is
What's
that?
that?
Didn't know what a chain of command was. She's a police chief. No, she or
And,
he, who, whatever that was. The jury's still out on
and
that. That might have been.
and she
That one might have already been down there to see castrating Carl.
yeah.
Because it resembled
She
something.
wasn't making believe neither, because I honestly believe she don't know what
She
a chain
did
of
not
command
know
was.
what chain of command was.
The mayor
Police.
jumped right in there to cover it up as quick as she could.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one
mean,
thing. I know y'all see that one that Judge Janine was talking about. The guy threw the Subway sandwich at
yeah.
the police there. Yeah,
I
no,
didn't
we
see
had a
that.
foot-long Subway sandwich. He was all in their face, cussing and fussing and carrying on. And he threw the Subway sandwich at one of them cops and hit him in the chest with it, foot long. Janine's throwing the books at him. But here's the deal. I promise you that if that had been Stacey Abrams, she would not have thrown that sandwich at nobody. She
No.
would scarf that boy down in about 5 Stacey Abrams ain't gonna throw no Subway sandwich at nobody
No.
other than her mouth.
And I
But
imagine it takes about 4 of them 12 inches a day to
Oh,
fill
Lord,
her
Lord.
Lord have mercy.
4 foot long a
Lord
day.
have mercy on us. I
Well,
tell you what, Cody, throw up something here. That picture I sent you there with the circles there. Just throw that up. We want to get some input from anybody on that right there. Right there. Y'all see that right there? That was right next to Ziggy B's seafood market there. She got a little grassy area there. All right, that's a circle of mushrooms. I've seen them things around Coughlin. She put this on Facebook the other day, and I got to thinking. I said, man, I used to say I see mushrooms in folks' yard. I said, well, they're walking their dog out there, and the dog out and took a dump out there in the yard. You know how that does. You know how the mushrooms, they love stuff like that. But unless them dogs or cat or what squirrel is crapping in a circle, I don't know what that is. Can anybody explain to me, oh dumb Floyd, can y'all explain to me how that happens right there with a
Well,
circle?
there- there's a semicircle, Floyd, in front of the Kinsey, Alabama City Hall as we speak.
What
But it
color?
didn't
Who
go.
does
It didn't make the whole circle, but it's a half a circle of mushrooms, and I've
it?
seen it more than just there. I've seen several examples of it. What's bringing them on?
I don't know. I wish somebody would tell me. Joy Jenkins has got one in her front yard. I wrote that perfect circle around there. There's some other people that when Ziggy B put that up on Facebook, some other people said we got them in our yard. So that's Sheila Strickland. Mushrooms are popping up all over our yard. But what causes a circle of mushrooms?
And a
you don't reckon
semi.
it's one of them
She says
alien
circles.
spacecrafts,
Rose
do you?
says she sees them circles in Albany. They're everywhere. Now somebody enlighten me on that, if you will.
What did
don't.
they say when they saw them circles out in the cornfield? Didn't they say it was some kind of alien spacecraft?
That's right. That's right.
Well, it could
Might
be. I
be.
don't know. You don't know.
Them aliens might be smoking them mushrooms. They might be growing them.
Maybe making some tea out of them. You know,
Yeah,
but
you don't never know.
I used to go in folks' pastures and get them. I had one man said it's solved his depression. I said, man, Charlie cat turd
Whew.
mushroom depression. I don't think I'd do that. I don't think I'd have said that. Like the man would owning up to the goat deal. I don't think I'd have told that, brother.
Oh yeah,
I
something,
told him.
brother. I don't believe I'd told that, brother.
I don't believe I'd have told that. So, but I don't know. I don't know. No, nobody said anything yet. They just people just are chiming in. They see them, but nobody has an answer to that. So, anybody listen? If any of you folks in Martha's Vineyard up there that might be watching tonight, y'all are the smartest people in the world up there. Let us know what the mushroom circles. What causes them?
Called a fairy ring.
Or what?
Y'all, I call it a circle.
Betty Shepherd, Betty Spivey Shepherd says that is called a fairy ring. Look, isn't that
What
what it
causes?
says up there?
Yeah, it's called a fairy ring. I see what Betty said, but
Oh, okay, I see it now.
a fairy
Yeah.
don't cause it. A fairy don't cause that. A fairy is
I
like
don't know.
invisible, something that has a I don't know. I just need some help on that. I like to know stuff. I like to.
Well,
I want as much information as I can. That's why we're so good on this show. We're completely prepared with what we talk about. We can back it up, substantiate it.
if Marvin was on here, he could tell us what he was.
We can't substantiate that.
He may have a biblical version of what's going on that we don't know about.
And I tell you what, Cody, put up the hissy fit commercial. We don't have a trivia question tonight because we weren't prepared to have a trivia question.
Here we go.
When you got stuff dumped on you, there's just so much that you can carry at one load. So No trivia question. But Southern Hissy Fits right here in Concord, Georgia, they've been with us since the start. They do a great job. It's a family-owned business right on the southwest corner of the square here in Concord, Georgia. Southern Hissy Fits, nice people, good, honest people that run, and they take pride in what they do. If you want your shirts embroidered with your company logo on them, or like a family reunion that you're having, and you want to celebrate that, they do that. Tumblers of all kind, custom logos, digital designs, company caps. Everybody wants a cap. All things personalized. They got antiques, jewelry, gifts, and more. They are nice people to do business with. Go in there and see them, and just check out their store. If you need a raincoat, or if you need a tote bag, or anything that will complement your business, go in there and see them, or yourself. Anything that can be personalized, they can do it. Y'all go see
Yep.
them right there.
Yep,
Nobody
yep.
said, oh yeah, Levon Nichols said Martha's Vineyard's people don't have grass; they have concrete yards. Everything at Martha's Vineyard is artificial. It is
Yeah.
man-made, it is fake, and it is made up stuff. They live in an alternative universe than the real world. You're exactly right, Miss Levon.
So what? So they call fresh vegetables. How would you think that their vegetables? I mean, what would they call a fresh vegetable? You know, like I call a fresh vegetable is one I go out the garden and pick and come back in and shell it or
Yeah.
peel it or whatever we're gonna do and cook it. That's a fresh vegetable. Rick, what they would call one? Something that is
It
fast
was
froze or
something
something?
something that somebody delivered to their house. What do they call that stuff? They some kind of they got some kind of name that people Grubhub or something like that.
Oh
It's
yeah.
delivered to their house that's still hot in the styrofoam box that somebody else cooked and they brought it to their house. That's what they call fresh vegetables.
Okay, I buy that. Yeah,
They have
yeah, that
no
makes
clue.
sense.
They have no clue how to even peel a tomato.
That's
No.
right.
It's
That's
like a
right.
cucumber. They think cucumbers you don't need to peel cucumbers before you eat them, so they just slice up the whole cucumber with the skin and all on it.
Mm, mm, mm.
Anyway, they different than we are. They different. They're useless. They are and I explained a little bit earlier what useless
Hey,
was, but
country.
I'm not going to share that with our audience tonight. But they are that useless up there in Martha's Vineyard, completely, totally useless, and in the way of things that need to be done.
Country's making it to town though, Floyd. Last night we was up there and we went out to eat supper. And um they call it dinner. I said no, it's supper. I said cause they call it the Lord's Supper. They don't say nothing about the Lord's dinner. I said real folks eat dinner at about 12 o'clock every day, somewhere around 12 or 1. But one of the guys he said I want to order appetizers for the table. And you know what the recommended appetizer that they said that was their best seller that they recommended to the table? Guess what it was?
I have no idea.
Fried okra.
Fried okra as an
Fried
appetizer.
fried okra. They bought a platter of fried okra out there. You could have fed 50 people with it.
Was it good?
Fried. Yes, it was good.
They knew what
Fried okra.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They said that has gotten to be our most requested appetizer, and I'm thinking, that we fry it, we boil it, we stew it, we do whatever we eat, we grill it, we do anything you want to do. I said you can't mess up okra, and
No.
and here's the worst part: some of the folks that was eating with us had never had fried okra.
Ooh.
I bet they
Yeah,
hadn't had pickled okra either.
they ain't never had none of that, but they was I mean they was about to eat the bottom of the plate out there. They wasn't a piece of okra left on that plate when
Was
it
it
was
the
all
whole
ready.
pot or was it sliced up?
No, just fried up, sliced
Fried
up,
up
fried okra
like we
like what
fry.
we would do.
Put a little flour
Yeah,
meal on it. Put it in
yeah,
some grease and cook it.
yeah, yep.
Have mercy.
I
That
didn't
tells
never
you how
think.
much I know. I like fried okra, but I like it with me some cream corn. Some
Right.
roast beer and some of them good white peas, field peas. and some lacy cornbread, and maybe
Oh,
a
they
pork chop to go on the side there with that. That's
yeah.
what I like. What I like,
Well,
yeah.
they had
If they make money doing it, more power to you, man. Good for
they had
old.
some special some fancied up sauce you could dip it in. You know, 2 3 sauces. And I told them, I said, well, looks like country has finally made it to the city now.
You
Y'all eating
right.
fried okra. And but
They
it
right
was
up there. They right up there with poor folks now.
Let me
Right up
ask you
there.
this, Queasel.
well, yes, sir.
Queasel, did you
Yeah,
dip yours in anything?
I dipped it in my mouth.
Oh, okay, but you
Yeah,
didn't. You
that's
didn't
all
get
you
a
need to
flavor.
dip it in.
Okay, you didn't try the
You know,
flavor of dip.
no, let me tell you something. When you go somewhere to eat, I'm gonna change that around a little bit. When my wife cooks something to eat, you don't have to dip it in nothing. You just eat it because
Amen.
it's
Oh,
good.
hey, you got my
If
amen
if
on
you
that, brother. Yes,
if you
sir.
got to
No,
dip if
You
you got to
preaching to
dip
the choir.
something
You
into
preaching to the
something to
choir
make it
now.
good, yeah, I
we
don't
done
dip.
been that table. I done been to that table
No,
before. You
I
no,
don't got to dip nothing.
that is
I'm
an
gonna
Well, you
eat.
put another
insult.
commercial there. We need to do us a commercial on Ziggy B. We ain't done her yet. Ziggy B RMSMB. Let's do Ziggy B's right now. I'll do this for them. Ziggy B is one of my favorite places in the whole world to do business with. Love the seafood. I love the people that work there. I love Ashley that she runs that place. She runs it like it ought to be run, clean, fresh. Nothing that you're gonna get at Ziggy B's. Nothing that you're gonna buy at Ziggy B's is bad. It's all good. It's fresh. It's good. You ready to take it home and cook it, fry it, broil it, grill it, whatever, steam it, whatever you want to do with it. And if you ain't got time to do that, tell her you want it steamed. She'll steam it for you right there in her steamer, and she knows how to dial that steamer in just right. And she can flavor that stuff any way you want it, so it'll be good. Y'all go see Ziggy B. Man, I tell you what, the oysters is fixed to be coming around pretty soon. Mullet, when it gets fall time, she ain't gonna be able to keep
Mm-mm.
mullet fish in there. When it gets fall, when it gets cool, because I know I want me some of them. Catfish, shrimp, crab, snow crab. She got them big old crab legs. If you want them, go in there and visit with Ziggy B. He's right here in Concord, Georgia. You'll be glad you did. You'll get yourself good to eat, and if you want to impress somebody, you go in there and buy some seafood from Ziggy B. Take it home, put it on the grill, put it in some grease, and cook it. Do ever how you want to do it, but you'll be glad you did.
Better know
Cody, you
it.
better we better do a back to back. We overtime.
Yeah, that's
That's
it.
Go,
I
Charlie.
tell you what. I tell you what. You can't beat a good steak from Sawega Meats, whether you're shopping over in Southwest Georgia between Blake and Colquitt and on 27 over there, or 431 in Headland, Alabama. A lot of great locally produced beef available through Sawega Meats. You'll find great cuts of filet, New York strip. Of course, most everybody's favorite is a ribeye. Got that beautiful marbling. You check out what they got. Prime cuts of meat. You'll also find great hamburger ground up for make some great burgers. And if you don't have the rub you need to put that extra flavor to it, they have got a great selection of rubs as well as salts and peppers, anything you can imagine. I think some of the best smoked pork chops I've ever had in my life, and I'm now at age 70, has come from Sawega Meat Company. Bacon, if you like great locally produced, manufactured, if you want to call it that, produced sausage, whether it be patty, whether it be smoked link sausage, they got it all. So Wiggum Meats, plus in the Headland location, you'll find a great selection of products from Working Cows Dairy. Great casseroles that all you got to do is turn that oven on, preheat it, put it in that oven for what it says, put it in for within an hour or so. You'll have a full meal ready to go. So Wiggum Eats, 27 between Blakely and Colquitt and the location in Headland on US 431.
That's it.
Amen.
What about
Well,
Bookie? Bookie.
What about the host of nine? Throw the host of nine up there.
Yeah.
yeah,
Throw the host of nine up there. Go
there it
ahead
is.
with Quasar.
Hey, I read an article. I think it was yesterday, the day before one, where squirrel season is fixing to open up in Georgia. Squirrel hunting season. That's something we used to do when I was growing up. We would go out and hunt them squirrels, and we would skin them rascals and cook them. So they got some squirrel guns down there. They got any kind of gun you want. They got squirrel guns, they got shotguns, they got deer rifles, any kind of hunting gun you want. They got one. They got some guns down there which you can kill a polecat with. That's one that you shoot a long way off from. So they got them. They got them scopes that you can dial in, and you can hit that polecat so far away you won't even smell him when you kill him. So they any of that you want in that line, they got it for your own protection. They got any kind of pistol that you could both concealable, the kind you can wear on the outside, ammunition, they got it. Whatever it is you need for a gun, they got it, and they got the knowledge to tell you what kind of gun you want. Also, next door at the parts house, they got anything for a truck, tractor, car you might want, grease, oil, stuff to shine them up with, accessories for the truck. Got a gift shop for the ladies. And don't forget them Floyd B. Lloyd rabbit pellet grills, and they have the largest selections of rabbit pellets, different flavored rabbit pellets that you're going to find in this part of the country. Holstered 9, Phillips Auto Parts, them two American flags, they right under them on 27, about a mile out, maybe 3/4 mile off the square. Go see them. So,
Good job.
Charlie, what's uh, I reckon we got to give the great one the introduction. So I can't do him justice. I mean, that's your line. So you tell them what they need to know about the empire, the not the yeah the list of empire. But I can't do him justice. You've introduced
But
some famous
well,
people.
man, yeah, I have had the opportunity, but none as famous as I'm about to introduce to you. If you could put our auction buddy up there, because he's been with us since day one. Berry Hill Auctioneers, folks. If you've got an auction coming up, especially on things like engines, parts, whatever, TK, he goes all over the world, not just United States, but we're talking about all over the world, Saudi Arabia, it don't matter. And we appreciate him. He's been with us since day one, presenting Floyd's whatever Floyd wants to present. That's the new subject. What is it's Floyd's whatever Floyd wants to present. If he wants to talk about the precious lips of Maxine Waters, this man can talk about the precious lips of Maxine Waters. If he wants to talk about what women over the age of 75 do not need to do anymore, he can do it like no other that I have ever seen in all of my career in broadcasting. We're talking about Miller County's Battle of Floyd survivor, Floyd Town survivor, I might add, the one and only Floyd B. Lloyd.
Yeah, live through the battle. Live through the battle of Floyd Town. That was on the front line. Bullets
Bang,
was flying.
bang,
Bullets
bang,
was
bang.
flying. One of my soldiers was wanting to smoke a cigarette while the bullet was flying. Live through that battle. We need to put up one of them commemorative signs out there. This is where the Battle of Floyd Town was fought and almost lost. You know,
There's
I,
still a
observe things. I like to observe things, and one of the things, you watch the news, you just watch so much news. By the way, the Braves is up 4-3 in the bottom of the eighth against the New York Mets. But
mm,
you can just absorb so much news. And I've been noticing, Trump. Trump is a no nonsense guy, and what these Democrats don't understand is when Trump says he's going to do something, he's really going to do it. He's not like these Republicans of the past that talk about doing things and they never get done. But anyway, Trump's he's sending in the heat. He's sending in to back up the reinforcements. But the Democrat mayors, I've noticed this about the Democrat, and it's only the Democrat run city mayors. They're the ones that crime is down. Crime has been down, been going down ever since Joe Biden was in office. Crime is down. Violent crime, especially, is down. Well, what they have done is redefined violent and crime in these cities. So the statistics, there's no violent crime anymore in any Democrat run city because they don't arrest anybody or anybody to court or anybody to jail. So they just redefine what crime is. And the way that they say you need to fight crime is with social workers. So the next time one of you Democrat politicians that's about to get your car hijacked and you got one of them punks with a Glock at your forehead telling you to get out of your car and give him your billfold, tell him that you're a social worker and that you're there to help him
That's right.
through his life because life has been so cruel to you, and I'm here. I understand your pain. Try that, if you will, to see how that works out for you. But I've noticed that they just redefine violence and crime. That's non-existent in a Democrat's vocabulary. Is violence and crime, unless you are a white male, and then you're a white supremacist and you're a danger to the whole world. But anyway, impossibility that any communist controlled country has ever done anything to improve the quality of life for their citizens. And I'm talking to you, Democrats, right now. I'm talking, and if you don't like what I'm talking about, man, go back and watch some Rosie O'Donnell show rerun. That's a good time. Watch some Barack Obama's speech rerun. You can buy them on a CD and watch all of that. Watch that if you don't like it. Impossibility that any Democrat-controlled city has ever done anything to improve the quality of life for their citizens. Zilch, nothing, nada. Speaking of Maxine Waters. Speaking of Platt, we had to one, and I mean, it was real, I mean, real. It was basically what it was. It was a warning to Maxine Waters not to do that. If you, if impossibility for Maxine Waters to hold her head out the window of a car moving at 65 miles an hour without her lips beating her brains out. It's an impossibility because then they're gonna beat her brains out. So anyway, I gotta know. It's an impossibility that Maxine Waters can whistle through them big sausage lips without sounding like. You okay, Charlie?
Nobody but Floyd.
Listen again, that congresswoman. I'm done. That's it.
All
Yeah,
right, Charlie.
yeah.
Tell us about the weather.
You can tell us about the weather, Queen. How about you? One thing I want to add before come back to me for a minute. One thing I want to add to that now, folks. What he just brought up about the mayors and the Democrat towns and all that's been going on, and even on the local news leader, Channel 4. Tonight, the story was Dothan crime rate is down.
Uh-huh.
They're going with this theme all over the country because of what Trump is trying to do to the nation's capital, and that's clean it up. So, all you folks that work in the media and go along and do it locally, and for the I respect the Dothan policeman who said, we're actually down, they're down in some categories. But you hear about shooting over at this movie theater, drive-by shooting on this street, this going on, that going on. Uh, there's a problem. There's a problem. And Trump is trying to do what a lot of us would like to see, and that's everybody kind of return to a common sense world and behave your darn selves wherever you go. Just a little. All right, let's talk weather. It's amazing how these folks in the media do all this crap. Folks, if you like the cooler weather we've had so far, you're not going to like what I'm about to say. It is long gone because the heat is back on. One of those days of 81, you did get 79 one day when it rained most of the day over here this week. The heat is back on, chances of rain go down considerably. There's still going to be a chance of pop-up showers and thunderstorms, especially after, say, noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And you're also going to see the heat indices, meaning what it actually feels like. We're back in that 101, 102, up to 105 in some cases when we get to tomorrow and Saturday, and then little break in the temperatures, but it's going to stay pretty doggone hot through next week with scattered showers and thunderstorms. No big chances of rain. The big chances of rain are gone, and I think, thank the good Lord, most of us has got at least a couple of inches out of what we've seen the last week. Thanks to the folks at Kelly Crop Insurance, Colquitt, Georgia, for bringing us the weather every Thursday night on our little get together here. And we appreciate them so much, just like we appreciate each and every one of you for joining us on Thursday nights. We appreciate y'all, and hope that you have a good week coming up. Pray for this nation, pray for our leaders, pray for each other. Uh, Pray for Donald J. Trump. He's doing some remarkable things. He's doing what he said he was going to do, and I'm like Floyd. We ain't seen that out of a Democrat or a Republican in a long, long time. This is history being made with somebody who says he's going to do something actually doing something. And with that, I'll turn it over to one of the finest folks you'll ever meet,
Mm.
dedicated to public service, because it's one thing for a politician to say, I'm a public servant, but this man right here who helps keep your fire rating low, who gets out there and fights the fires, who goes to the wrecks and the disturbances that may happen weather-wise, uh, thank every one of them. And we thank the good Lord we got him in this little old group. Queasel, fire chief, and head honcho on civil service in Miller County, Georgia. It's all yours.
Thank you, Charlie. Man, I feel honored like that. I'm having to pull my hat
Well,
down. My
I
head
couldn't
wants to
look.
swell up a
Well,
little
here,
bit.
well,
My
wait
head
just a
won't.
minute. After
What?
what I did for Floyd, I had to do something for you because I didn't want you to
Well,
feel left out.
listen.
You understand?
I ain't nowhere near Floyd stage. But anyway, I
Yeah.
do appreciate that. I appreciate that. Hey, thank y'all for letting us in. We do apologize tonight, and Marvin didn't mess up on purpose. I promise you, Marvin didn't mess up on purpose. But Marvin, he gets to starting on one thing, and he wind up doing 12 things at one time, and don't get none of the 12 done. But I promise you, he thought he had it fixed, or he'd have still been working on it. But we love to pick on old Marvin, but we miss him when he ain't with us, and. But we found out about his store tonight, and the offer and the things that he's got in his store out in Enterprise. So if any of y'all need that, y'all need to go see him. And
Mm-hmm.
so, but hey, again, thank y'all for letting us come in. We run a little over tonight, but we thought that was okay because we didn't get started on time. We were really late getting started, and but we enjoyed the time with y'all. It's our honor to get to spend some time with y'all. And when you see, Charlie mentioned a little bit of it, when you see a veteran, when you see a firefighter, a police officer, deputy, trooper, a paramedic, a EMT, anybody
All
that's
of
in
them.
the public safety field, thank them, because a lot of times that goes, well, not a lot of times, but every time it goes further than anything you would ever dream. Thank the people that run into what you run away from, and without those folks, it would be a lot rougher world. Marvin ain't here tonight, so I'm gonna cover for him. I got a scripture for our scripture for tonight. Floyd, I hope you ain't got one, but I got one here. I'm
Good.
gonna read it out. And this one was on my devotion of the morning, and it kind of slapped me up against the head strong enough that I kind of want to pass it on because it's a prayer that we need to pray. But when you pray this prayer, you better have you better have it have your stuff together. Psalms 139 verses 23 and 24. Here's what it says: Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test and know my anxious thoughts. Point out anything in me that offends you, and lead me along the path of everlasting life. That's strong right there. That's strong. Floyd, Close us out.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Charlie, for being on tonight. I had a rough day today. I've kind of into doldrums, if you will, today, and I've tried
Mm-mm.
everything in the world to get out of it, and I'm out of it now. I'm out of it because I've been able to come on and visit with our friends on here, and laugh. And I've said this 100 times before. Laugh every chance you get, because one of these days there ain't nothing gonna be funny. And we've all had mountains to climb. We've all got our own mountain that we have to climb. But here's the thing about it: when you climbing that mountain and you got somebody that's standing right above you there, and he reaches his hand down and said, "Come on, grab a hope now. Come on, we fix to get on up this hill, and we fix to get on the peak, and then when we get on the peak, then we'll analyze everything to see what we got to do." Y'all thank the good Lord for what He's done for you.
Mm-hmm.
He really
Amen.
has done a lot. You like I say, this life is not fair, and it wasn't fair to Jesus Christ either, for him hanging on that cross and dying and suffering a sinner's death to a man who had never had sinned a moment in his life, so that we might avoid those kind of circumstances. He's here to help you. He's here to save you. Just call on him. Thank him for everything he's done for you today. Go to sleep thanking him. Uh, be aware of your surroundings. Be vigilant of your surroundings. If you're a young person, always be aware of what's going on around you. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. Do that. And like I say, surround yourself always with like-minded people. Gonna leave y'all with that thought, and just appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. Y'all have blessed me. I hope we made y'all laugh. I hope we made y'all smile a little bit. Forget about your problems. But it's been a blessing to me to be with my friends and to be with y'all. Everybody that's tuned in tonight. God bless you, and God bless your home and your family. And I just pray to the good Lord to keep you safe and sound. And if everything goes all right, if everything works out like we hope it does, we'll be right back in with y'all again next week, same time, same place. And in the meantime, no matter what you do in your life, always in everything that you do, be
Be
particular.
particular.
We'll see y'all next week.
See
Remember,
y'all.
Good night.